be sick. Stace, you got to take us through this.
This is a victory lap, boys.
I don't know, is it?
It's a victory lap. Oh! Huey fucking Vaughn!
What is it?
Wow, it's a victory lap.
it?
Huey won, boys.
Fucking
Huey
yes.
won.
Yes.
Huey won. The finals day of Stab High Japan, presented by Monster Energy, and we have seen the best air event go down for your viewing pleasure and our viewing pleasure. It has been absolutely second to none, and what we saw through the whole event, but when it came to finals time, that level went from 10 to 11. I'll tell you what, it was insane.
It was mega. And we saw it all, didn't we? Like, criteria was set, and then it was changed, and everything in between. And at the end of the day, we ended up with a handful of absolutely sensational airs. The entertainment level was through the roof. Coco,
And you know
Ho,
what's
how you doing?
sensational? Coco Ho.
Yes,
Coco Ho.
correct.
Come on here.
Get your freaking butt
Take
in
my,
this chair
take my
right now.
headset. You should sit in the middle. A rose between two absolute thorns. There's no doubt about that. Thank you, Coco.
Yeah, that was... The blood was pumping all day. I was stressing out. I felt hung over on just an overload of entertainment. My mind is melted. But man, Huey Vaughn taking it out. Commentating last year due to an injury. Even commentating this year and still competing and then taking it out is pretty absurd.
Yeah, and the Ladybirds, like everything, the pro women's, it is honestly one of those events when you're walking out there, the atmosphere is electric, it's infectious, competitors getting behind other competitors, high-fiving, cheering everyone on, having the best bloody time in Japan you could have at a wave pool.
Yeah, this event delivered, for
It
sure.
really delivered. And you look at the men's semi-final when it's all started, there was 12 surfers, 3 rights, 3 lefts, and it was only one wave that count. And it was that leaderboard format that really brought to this event.
Yeah, it was pretty nuts. I mean, watching Timo, he put down something before this, a similar straight air that was super lofty, but unfortunately didn't ride out clean, and he was out. Coco?
This is Crano.
That's Crano.
Yeah, Crano had a good showing in the semi as well. That was the first heat of the day, and it was just so action-packed. There was Matt.
Doing something similar to last year, and then Rasta Rob.
Rasta Rob. We saw some solid scores go down.
That's my local boy, my kind of friend.
Yeah, and you know, we saw Huey Vaughn with that 47. We saw Julian Wilson with a 39 with the big spin. And it was only 2 surfers from each semi that made the final. Albie Leia, I got to talk about that tail grab full road, because that for me, like, really blew minds. And to actually hold that tail grab all the way around and stomp that was a whole new level of surfing. He even said, we were talking to him after, and it was like complete control. He even surprised himself.
I'm so stoked I got the tail grab. It's so hard, that's why. Like, I don't know, to like actually grab. I've like tapped it a bunch, but I actually grabbed that and I was like, got it around. I was like, oh my God, I actually did it. So yeah, I'm fucking psyched.
These Stab Highs year by year just get better and better and better. And I wish Stace was here, because my favorite thing in the world is being able to say, I told you so. And last night he said it's an old boys day. And Cam Richards sits in the middle of those old boys, but he was going for the Jules and the Mikey Wrights. And then I said it's a Groms day.
Yep.
And we saw the Bottle Rockets. He came up. Unfortunately, he couldn't do anything in the final. But that wave that Huey put together, 2 of them back to back, they just got young knees. You just can't compete with that. Their boards are smaller. They can rotate faster. It's incredible to see Huey do that.
Absolutely incredible. And then we had the Ladybirds final presented by Yeti, and it was Eden Waller with the win, with the victory. But what I noticed so much with the Ladybirds was the make rate throughout the whole event.
And the amplitude. I want to give it to them. Look at this. The Ladybirds have progressed so at a rate like we can't even keep up with. The amplitude on all of their airs. Then you add in the rotations, and then you add in, this was my personal favorite right here, Eden's backside full rotation. That was sick.
She almost indie grabbed it. She was so close.
Yeah.
For her to reach down and do that, which is what the men are doing, it's so close. So I think in the next year or two, we'll see very similar airs between the Bottle Rockets and the Ladybirds.
100% agree. And it's like, we're watching the pool generation, like, come out, and they're seeing these grabs and they're seeing these tricks, and it's becoming the norm, which is unbelievable. Like you say, where are we going to be in 5 years from now with these kids?
Well, that's the crazy thing. You know, my favorite thing about ladies surfing is like, you know, men's surfing can kind of reach this peak and then the pools came out, but women's surfing has just grown exponentially and the growth there is insane. And I think that's where we're seeing the biggest growth right now.
Yep.
And it's the most exciting to watch, to be honest. Like that Ladybirds final, was there anything better than that?
No. I even go on that note, it was Eden Waller that took the victory out, but Marley Adams only did her first air a month ago, had never surfed a pool until she came here.
What?
You saw her go for a superwoman. Okay.
Oh, I like that.
2 attempts of a superwoman, and to see you talk about the progression, that's her first time in the pool, and she made the finals and she got in second place. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The-
I think there has to be something said about being so young and you're just a sponge. You can learn, you can try, you can fall, you're not scared, you know, like me now trying to go and learn air reverse. I'm like timid because I'm like, I don't want to fall or I don't want someone to see, or you just have this like better attitude at that age. And that's the beauty of it. And we've seen that.
And speaking of sponges, the bottle rockets, they're still sponges for sure.
Yeah.
They're absorbing. They are absorbing the goodness.
And their landings.
Landings and seeing Loki make his way into the finals, like that alone for these kids, even being here and competing, that's a victory. Like they're out there surfing against some of the best aerial kids in the world, and it's a global event. You've got Brazil in the house, you've got Japan in the house.
Wow.
I would be interested in AIing like adult bodies on these waves and seeing what it looks like, and if it just looked like Albie or one of them. This kid Loki, what he did, I don't even remember him from here last year. I think he had a bit of a melt. Is unbelievable. It probably would have won the men's final.
Yeah,
What he did in the
100%.
Bottle Rockets.
And look, it won the Bottle Rockets. He got into the finals and he stood his ground.
But he changed boards. Why did he change
that what he
boards?
did?
And his other board wasn't creased. I went over and looked at it. I was wondering why. You saw him ride the epoxy after, the black epoxy. And I couldn't figure out why he changed boards for the final.
Right.
I looked at it before the final, before his brother took his final wave. So unless his brother creased it on that mat, because his
Creased it on
brother
the
did a
runaround.
big full rotation on his last wave that he gave
I
to his
saw
brother.
that. Oh, maybe his bro did it. Oh, well. Either way, hey, Loki's walked away with, how much did he win? $5,000, and he got to surf the finals. And as you said when you interviewed him, you're going to remember that name now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's a player with the big boys.
Absolutely. I'm an agent, so I'm just thinking, my first thing on my mind is like, how do I lock this kid? How do I dab this kid up?
That's actually hilarious. Eric Geisman said the same thing. He's like, I want to sponsor that kid, and I even have money. And then we're like, or a company. What?
Yeah.
You just want to pay him.
That's the Florida man in retirement.
It's so funny. But
Look-
yeah, he's going to have a bright, bright future, that kid.
And then we had the women's final presented by Sunbum, where we saw one of the Ladybirds make it into that final, and that as well. We saw some, there was ups and downs in this event. Sierra Kerr, Sky Brown. It was insane.
Wow, yeah. I kind of thought Sierra was going to run away with it right off the bat, and I was happy to see Sky Brown throw down, and the leaderboard did shift there for a second until Sierra landed that one, and then she finaled with that one, but yeah.
And Sierra wasn't even going to come. She had some stuff going on before. I actually just think there was a really good swell going somewhere, so she was
is
in
that what it
between.
No,
and then she came and
it's
dominated.
been health issues.
It has?
She's barely been surfing, actually. It's why she's been so quiet on social the past 2-3 months. You probably haven't seen anything of her, but didn't realize.
Well, I don't know.
But no, she's been battling some health issues. So for her to come here and come straight back into the pressure cooker wave pool situation and land those,
Well, she's got a smile on her face right now.
Yeah,
She's feeling better,
She's
that's for
laughing
sure.
now.
And I think Josh is smiling bigger.
Yeah, exactly. He's probably out there actually right now with Nate Fudge.
He is. He's
Yeah.
out there with Nate right now. They're
Nate-
busy doing... I'm
Nate-
meant to be out there. This
So
is
are
our-
we.
No,
this is
we're
our
in,
time to-
we're in the commentators heat.
Yeah. Oh,
we have
really?
a different heat. Thank
Okay.
the maker. We don't have to surf with the
I'm
judges.
going to give someone my waves because I've had a couple Kona big waves. So
Me. Give them to me.
you can have them.
Yeah, you
my
want lefts
gift
or
to you.
rights? We'll work that out. But
Hey,
then,
you're looking at the next year's pro women's heat.
bam, she
I'll
had the
give it to you.
opportunity this year, but she said no.
I said no. When I heard Sierra was coming, I was like, I'm good.
It's hard to air on a twin fin. You know, Tokyo now. Coco
those
Designs.
new boards
XO,
look-
XO.
Bloody beautiful. They're pieces of art. And then we had the men's final. Okay, and Dulma, you were out there. You were seeing everything. You were doing so many interviews now. Low key with the backside full rope with the stalefish grab. Insane.
Well, Cam actually started off. He landed this on this first wave, big backside shove it, but he did the double grab, unfortunately. And then Albie nailed the same trick he had done before, but look at that air by Huey. It's just so much more twisted, so much more corked.
It's so off axis,
That
and
was his one coming in.
and his control in the air, and then the control he lost when Mikey tackled him was unbelievable. Getting chaired up, and look at Harry just holding the board one hand. He
One
knows
hand,
what to do.
and Mikey's single-handedly holding Huey.
You
and
guys
Harry
are
single-handedly, no double grabs anywhere.
You guys are wondering why I
Yeah,
smell.
no double grabs. No double grabs.
Yeah, not a single double grab to be seen, but you're wondering why I smell. That's why I smell, because I was in the mix there.
You see that Kona big wave waterfall.
Yeah,
on you.
it's not a bad smell
Yeah,
right
that's
now.
my drip. Yeah,
I
exactly.
think we're not too far away from smelling like that, I think. But look, overall,
Best stab high event ever.
I say so.
Calling it. Albie called it. Everybody called it. It is that section, the McFly, what they're calling it. It's not quite the same as the one that we saw in Sao Paulo. It's a little bit different, but it made the world of difference. It just had that extra juice on the end, and it honestly, to me, it's like that's what sent the level to a whole nother level.
and Coco?
I back it.
Yeah.
I agree. The women, for me, I mean, no one could take their eyes off the girls' heats, the ladybirds and the women's heats. The strike rate, the make rate, the amplitude, the tweaks. We saw Sky Brown that was absolutely incredible for me.
Yeah, and I'm the same. And the thing that really got me, a bit of a pull on the heartstrings, was the camaraderie between all the competitors. You know, you don't go to many contests in surfing where you see someone high-fiving, hugging that you're competing against because they stomp a good move.
Mikey Wright was more happy that Huey won than he was for himself. If he had won, he wouldn't have been as happy as if Huey had won.
I
I promise you, and I completely see it because he's put a lot of time and energy. But the camaraderie here is insane. I mean, the Ladybirds set it off, the Bottle Rockets, and then the pro men's and women's, right?
And even having skateboarders and snowboarders in this event, that's also taking it to a whole new level. And like he said, it's uniting the action sports world. But what else united the action sports world and blew some minds was the Monster Air. And some of those athletes went absolutely huge.
I knew he had won this from the time I saw it.
I mean, there was a lot of run for the money. I was almost thinking something from today was going to win.
Dane Henry was twisted and inverted, but that lean grab, to do that rotation with that grab of Mikey's, it's
And it was
unbelievable to
huge.
twist like that.
It doesn't make sense on the
No.
normal body to do that. To
Look
grab
at
lean
Loki.
and get that off axis and to stomp, insane. And these are all the ones that the judges were looking at and they were deciding by this. But in the end, it was obviously Mikey Wright that took the victory. But that even, low-key with the stalefish full rotation. But as you said, Duma, that lean air on Mikey's.
To grab and rotate that way and get that inverted and twisted, it's basically like it's bang or bust. It's a 10 or 0, right? And he's done it before. He did it in the warm-ups. He's done it maybe, he told me 2 or 3 in free surfs that's ever. And then to come in there, it was his final wave in the surf-off, and he needed the score. His wedding video was, his wedding song was playing on the
I heard that.
on the speaker, and he went out and nailed that.
Wow.
Magical.
Kind of
And
like his first dance for the win.
And Huey gave him a pep talk before he went out for that. Huey said to him, he's like, Mikey, just go and do it, bro. You've done it before. And I swear, that was his words to me when I was talking to him right while we were watching Huey's final. He's like, and this is before he won the Monster Air 10K. And he said to me, he's like, Huey was the reason I went and got that air.
There's a beautiful romance to this, isn't there?
Damn.
There really is.
A lot of making out over there.
The love is in the air. But look, arguably, hands down, the best aerial event. Huge shout out to all the sponsors. This is the Poolside hosted by Kona Big Wave, Liquid Aloha, Duma, Coco. It has been unbelievable. We got to give a shout out to all the sponsors: Monster Energy,
Cheers.
Sunbum, Yeti, Kona Big Wave, Oakley Excel, Perfect Swell, and Fuwax, and all the crew at Stab Magazine. Cheers.
Cheers.
Danny from the block.
Thanks, guys. That is a wrap. Thanks for coming.
You're
We'll
the
see you
best,
next year.
guys. Thank you. Let's karaoke!